Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Jennifer, and today I thought I would start a new type of vlog, taking a look at the different options to read/listen to the Dungeon Crawler Carl series. I am currently on the third book, the Dungeon Anarchist Cookbook, and I've heard really good things about the audiobook exclusively from Audible, and I thought we would take a look and see which version I prefer listening or reading to the book in. So I have the book from Kindle Unlimited, and I've been starting on that. I just got started with that. I'm currently at 1%, so just getting started. And I thought we'd take a look and see if I prefer that versus reading the book physically, purchase the third book, which I'm so excited to get into, or if listening to it is the best option or the best way to go. I have not ever listened to any of the Dungeon Crawler Carl books, so I thought that could be a fun thing to try. Or the fourth option is an immersive read. I have never actually done this, which is kind of surprising, but I thought we could take a look and see which options we like. Let's take a listen to the audiobook and see if it's something that I'd like to listen to.
This is one. Down with theater presents The Dungeon Anarchist's Cookbook, Dungeon Crawler Carl, Book 3. Written by Matt Dinman, narrated by Jeff Hayes, featuring the critical drinker as Vernon, the train conductor. Chapter 1. Time to level collapse, 10 days. Views, 43.1 quadrillion. Followers, 677 trillion. Favorites, 151.1 trillion. Leaderboard rank, 6. Bounty, 100,000 gold. Red line. Welcome, crawler, to the 4th floor, the Iron Tangle. Your title has reverted to Royal Bodyguard. Sponsorship bidding initiated on crawler number 4122. Bidding ends in 45 hours. The world rumbled. The ground shook. I stumbled backward the moment we appeared, but I was held upright by a metal wall. Lights flashed in quick staccato.
Well, that is definitely intriguing to know a sneak preview of what happens in the third book. Hopefully, it's not a spoiler. But anyways, it sounds very enthusiastic, a very interesting narrator. And so it looks like there is two narrators, Jeff Hayes and the Critical Drinker. Again, the book is by Matt Dinman, and right now this audiobook has a 4.9 rating on Audible, which is insane, and a 4.5 for the book on Goodreads, with over 76,000 ratings. So this is definitely a very popular book. I thought we would take a look and see which version I like reading from. So let's get started in this amazing reading journey. Follow along. Hopefully you enjoy this reading update as we get going. Hey, I'm going to listen to some of the third Dungeon Crawler Carl book, the Dungeon Anarchist Cookbook. If I can say it 10 times fast, that would be nice, but I just struggle with the titles every time. But I'm going to listen to it as the audio version while I work on my puzzle. Enjoy this time of puzzling. Hopefully you like puzzles too. All right, enjoy. good morning. I thought I would come on and talk about that I read the third Dungeon Crawler Carl book. I was listening to it on my drives to and from work just to get an idea if I preferred that type of reading and that listening experience. And I really am enjoying the third book, the Dungeon Anarchist Cookbook, but I am finding myself that I really want to pay attention and really take in and enjoy this story, and I can't really do that while driving. So, in that I do love this book, I want to take in all the details, and I'm finding myself having to focus on driving, so I'm not getting all the details. So, unfortunately, this is probably my least favorite way so far to be reading this book. So, next up is to be reading on my Kindle. So, let's give that a try and see how I like that. Hello everybody. So I thought we'd take a look and see how it works for a book that I have on Audible as an audiobook, as well as on Kindle Unlimited as a Kindle book, and see if I'm able to update and sync from the actual audiobook to update the Kindle Unlimited version on my Kindle. So let's take a look to see if that is a functionality to update between the two. I'm very curious to see how this could work. So let's go ahead and open my Kindle and wake it up here. And so let's go to the third book in the Dungeon Crawler Carl series that I'm currently reading, listening to the Dungeon Anarchist Cookbook. Let's see if when I open this, where it takes me. Okay, cool. So it says go forward to location 100. That is where I'm actually at in the audiobook. So yay, that's exciting. So it knew right away, immediately, where I was at from where I left off in the audiobook. So let's go ahead and close out of that. So that's very exciting. That was so easy to see what that looks like. So, okay, well, so that was page 3. Did that not actually take? Well, let's go. So let's go to the menu. Let's go to the options. Sync to the furthest page. Then see where it says. Currently, furthest page read is 68. Go to page 68. Okay, so this is what we actually want, was to do that. So then stay here. Okay, so not hopefully this isn't any spoilers for anybody, but okay, I'm currently on page 64. That looks more accurate. Okay, so that's where I'm actually at in the audiobook, so 13%, page 64. So let's continue reading using the Kindle. Let's get started reading the Dungeon Anarchist Cookbook on my Kindle. Let's try this additional reading adventure and using a e-reader for this reading adventure. Let's get started. I got to chapter 5, and that was, of course, really funny, entertaining, loving these battle scenes and leveling up of the characters. So let's continue on with the next style. I think I want to try immersive reading. I think that could be really cool, listening to the audiobook plus reading on a Kindle at the same time. Let's give that a shot and see how I can time those so that I read and listen at the same time. All right, let's get started. Okay, so I have the audiobook pulled up here on my laptop, so let's get that going, and then let's open up the Kindle for chapter 5.
We only have facing creatures in cars 3 and 4. That was in car number 5. It didn't easily allow passage of the monsters from the 6th car. On the map, that fifth train was similarly shaped to the janitor's quarters, but there was some sort of odd square structure within it. How can we get him to come out? Connie asked.
I've only heard of an engineer coming out of his train once, and that was under some pretty extreme circumstances.
Ooh, what was that?
Derailment.
We ended up talking to Vernon.
Well, that was a really cool experience. It took some adjusting to get used to the 2 times speed that I listened to the audiobook on versus what I read. I always knew I read slower than I listened to books, which is really interesting. But as I was listening and could read at the same time, it took some adjusting, but I did get there. And so it is pretty exciting. So I do get through the reading of the book faster by listening to it while reading. I did like hearing the voices of the people, and then the different characters and things. It's kind of fun hearing those as I'm reading. So I really am enjoying the immersive reading. I am now curious to see how it goes for the physical book, and then I'd like to do the physical book and listen to the audiobook at the same time and see which one I like the best. Well, hopefully you're enjoying this really fun experiment to see which version I like best for reading the Dungeon Crawler Carl series. Let's continue on with. Look what I got! I got the 3rd Dungeon Crawler Carl book, the Dungeon Anarchist Cookbook by Matt Denneman. I'm so excited to now be able to physically read this one. Now that I have tried it on Audible, the audiobook, and on Kindle, and a combination of the 2 together, now I like to read this physically and then do an immersive read with the audiobook. So let's get some reading done. I'm very excited.
Do you see how I effortlessly get it right? 그리 따라한다고 다 되는 것도 아니야. You could try it all you want and waste your time. You look ahead, a million people in the line, but I'm one step away until the day I will be gone. Baby, you're a shooting star or a rising star. Name yourself in a galaxy. Don't let the others fool your mind. 붙잡아 할 건 only your tenacity. Gotta get it right. Gotta get it right. Name yourself in a galaxy. Gotta get it right. Gotta get it right. It's the only necessity. They say you gotta win it. Step over them. Go get 'em. They say you gotta win it. Step over them. You think that's right?
It's all about the mindset. Just focus on yourself. It's all about the mindset.
Keep moving on. I'm one step away until the day I will be gone. Baby, you're a shooting star
chapter 15. Look at this cool image of a conductor. That's very cool. All right, now let's switch to the immersive reading, listening and reading at the same time.
The first switch was a large, round target, painted red. It was a well-worn metal plate on a pole, sticking up from the ground like a stop sign. I was supposed to use the lance thing to hit the switch if I wanted the train to change tracks. This first one was labeled auxiliary tracks. Warning. The next was station repair, and after that was a third entitled recycle. There were so many tracks on the ground, it was difficult to tell what led where.
All the different reading options for the third book in the Dungeon Crawler Carl series. And so I kind of wanted to wrap things up and tell my final thoughts on what I thought about this experience. Of course, I am absolutely loving this series. It is so funny, and I really do think the audiobook really did bring a new extra element and brought in some more emotions and thoughts and just really made it more funny in the actual content and listening to it while it's being read. I did learn that if I was reading on my Kindle or my phone, but then when I wanted to switch to the audiobook to listen to it, there wasn't really an easy way to update to where I'm at on the audiobook. You can actually get it very quickly updated in the Kindle or the e-version, but not on the audio version, which I thought was very interesting. Hopefully, maybe that will come with time. I don't know, I just thought that was a very interesting observation, that it was easier to go from the audiobook to the ebook and not the other way around. And so to talk about my ratings as far as reading options, so I would say that just listening to it in the car was my least favorite way to listen to these books. And then from there, it would probably be the ebook. But then I really did prefer reading the book physically. And then my most favorite would be listening to it and reading the physical book at the same time. And so I would say my favorite option is that last one, where it is actually the immersive reading, which is listening to it and reading it physically. So that's very cool to know. It makes sense for my reading journey and how I like to read books. But I just think the audiobook did add an extra fun element to this story. So hopefully you enjoyed coming along with me on this reading journey and reading the third book from the Dungeon Crawler Carl series, the Dungeon Anarchist Cookbook. Until next time, have a great day. Bye!